In this video, we predict what can happen in the story of One Piece starting chapter 990 of the manga, and we're going to make this video quick, so let's get right into it. On the upcoming chapters, I'm totally expecting Hyogoro and his forces to intercept the Tobiropo members, and they should get some help from Frankie and the others. Law and Kid haven't made their appearance yet, but I think they should be making a splash after a few chapters. I wonder if Kid would let his ego aside and go after Apu, or maybe some of the Tobiropo level characters like Drake and Page 1, so that he could help Luffy out and then join the group fight afterwards against Kaido or maybe even Big Mom. Or if he would just go straight for Kaido to get back at him. Because Kid seems like a wild dog that would do what he wants to do rather than just cooperate and do what's best for everybody. So it would be interesting to see what he does. But for Law, on the other hand, he seems like a perfectionist. He tries to stick to the plan, avoid unnecessary confrontation, which has made him butt heads with Luffy a lot of times already. I hope he gets a good matchup in Wano. And at this point, I want him to fight with one of the samurai squad. Hote seems like a good match for Brook or maybe even one of the scabbards. But I'm pretty sure that Law would have a good fight against him as well. Maybe even some of the Tobiropo members. I'm sure he can handle them too. Maybe not too easily, but I'm sure he can beat a few of them. I'm still concerned about Big Mom taking another L. I hope Oda helps her restore her reputation as a Yonko very soon. I'm sure that these victories that the Straw Hat Alliance are getting are small ones compared to the backlash that both Kaido and Big Mom have in store for all of these allies. It's weird that we still haven't seen Perospero and Marco, so I'm expecting an appearance from them on the next two chapters. And at first, I thought that Perospero could be an X factor in Wano, but when I think about it, I believe that he's going to operate from a selfish point of view. He's going to try and take out anyone in his way, including the Straw Hats and Kaido's men. When he meets with Big Mom, I expect Big Mom to have her way. But Perospero will do some shady while holding on to the idea that the Big Mom pirates would come out on top. Right now, I believe that his role is to help Big Mom escape from the island when hits the fan. I'm not sure if he will continue to fight the Straw Hats when things go south for them, but if he does fight, I want him to have a match with Carrot, especially in her Sulong form. Maybe even Brook and Chopper, so that they could return the favor. Chopper and Brook basically got defeated and taken as hostages back in Whole Cake Island. I'm sure they don't like that memory, and a revenge fight could be a great thing for them. But for Carrot though, Pedro did sacrifice himself and tried to take down Perospero. And in the end, it failed. So I think that Carrot finishing the job would hold some sentimental value for her. Moving on, Hyogoro and his squad were told to handle some of the Tobiropo members, but I really don't see them winning even if they know Ryuo. I still expect them to get some help from the Straw Hats as well as Law and Kid's crew. I'm hoping that Hyogoro's group fights with Who's Who and his squad. I think that would be an interesting matchup, especially since we haven't seen Who's Who yet. Law might have a great fight with Drake, even though it's unlikely, since Drake might turn against Kaido and eventually join this whole alliance. It actually makes me wonder if Apu does that as well. But Kid and Apu seem to have a palpable grudge against each other, so that might not happen unless this whole thing was planned. That would be a big brain move from Kid, Hawkins, and Apu's alliance. And if it does happen, everyone from the worst generation teamed up against Kaido and Big Mom. That would be a fun thing to see. Anyway, I'm getting off topic again. I'm sorry, guys. I tried to make this video under 10 minutes, so moving back. Kid might have a great fight with Phage One. They could have some similarities, so that might be a great fight. Especially since they don't use any actual weapons. Well, Kid uses all kinds of weapons, but it's an extension of his arms. You know what I mean. I'm actually getting excited because I feel like we're going to see Wanda's Sulong form sometime soon, even though I believe that the Minks would get annihilated, leaving the Scabbards to fend for themselves against Kaido and Jack. But then, Poppers and Fluffers might finally turn into Sulong. I wonder if that would be strong enough to take down Jack. I feel like it is. But anyway, as it stands, I still believe that Oda would keep his pattern, making Zoro fight with King somehow, even though Sanji seems to be dropping hints about dropping everything that's flying. Sanji would then fight Queen somehow, even though Jinbei seems to be a great match for him right now. And Jinbei would fight Jack somehow, even though Jack is at the rooftop and Zoro might come up with Luffy to fight there. I know Oda has been placing some events and dialogue that confuse us about who's fighting who. Obviously, he doesn't want the audience to know who's fighting who right off the bat, and it really is pointless to change opinions. So, like I always do, I'll stick with my guesses for now. I'm open to the possibility that Zoro fights Jack or Kaido, Sanji flies with King, and Jinbei gets a hard fight with Queen. That's highly possible, and I definitely see that happening with the way things are going. So credits to this viewer, Rulo de Oro. I hope that I said it right. Thank you very much, because this is his idea. But anyway, I'm hoping to see more of Yamato and Momonosuke on the next chapter. But I feel like that would slow down this awesome pace we have right now. So I think that Oda would leave that for later on. We probably will focus on what the Straw Hats and the allies are going to do so that Luffy could get to where he wants to be, which is on the roof. Now, I feel like Zoro will still come with him, but if he stays, I would love to see King pick up his sword and fight with Zoro. Right now, I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around the fact that we're actually seeing all the Straw Hats together. It just feels weird. I don't know. But please let me know what you guys think about the last page of the current chapter down at the comments below. In my opinion, it looks awesome. The chapter was great overall, and I'm happy and weirded out to see the whole crew posing in such a badass formation. The last time we saw them all together was back in Dressrosa, and the last time they posed together as a crew was in Fishman Island. So, yeah, it was that long. It's almost as long as this awkward pause.
A few moments later.
But we're seeing great action, even in such a seemingly short chapter. So, that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Crush like if you did, as if you were Frankie, crushing that failed ancient giant thing's face. Now, if you love One Piece, subscribe to the channel so it could grow. Hit the notifications button because on the next video, we finally talk about Luffy. I actually had the video prepared already, but since I'm such a klutz, I deleted it by mistake. So I have to remake it all over again.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
But anyway, As always, stay safe. Peace.